Friends, let's have the reading of newspaper of 15th June 2024. Start with the first news, that is about the PM of India is on the visit of Italy for attending G7 meeting. Friend, in this communication or meeting with the G7 countries, G7 is a group of leading 7 economies of the world, and this group was formed in 1973 as a library group and then evolved as a first summit in the France in 1975. Thereafter, it decided the economic affair of international arena and also regulate principles and policy regarding economy. Now, a further step apart from economy, they just have keen focus on political and the open trade and route or free navigation. And during this G7 meeting, this time Italy is hosting this G7 summit, and earlier it was under the Japan summit, and in 2025 Canada will host the G7 summit. G7 countries are Canada, US, UK, France, Germany, Japan, Italy, and India is continuously as an observer and invitee in G7 countries. Talking about the influence of G7 countries, it accumulate around the 10% of population and contain the 15% wealth of world. So you can estimate how economically powerful this group is. Move on to the next news is about the export bound 9%, but trade deficit hit 7th peak in May. Move on to the next news is that SC asked NTA government to reply to the plea seeking probe into net UG. Delhi LG sanctions prosecutions of Roy Hussain under UAPA. This is the case of Arundhati Roy, a famous novelist and an author and the editor or a renowned personality who has been in news in 2010 against the Kashmir, and now the case is on under UAPA section 13. Move on to the next news. Mortal of remains of 45 Indian workers killed in the Kuwait blaze brought back to the India. Friend, another news is about the over 110 soaps reduced the assets. Chandni Chowk traders say fire tragedy was waiting to happen. In this kind of event that happened in the Chandni Chowk due to fire broke out, the government and the leading authorities are start blame game. They say this authority is responsible, and they say this authority is responsible. But my point is that whosoever is responsible in this case but suffer loss by the common man, that kind of problem should be resolved as soon as possible. And in this matter, what is the outcome and the investigations is going on right now. The estimations of loss due to fire is calculating, and it is this kind of event are not happen in this society. Move on to the next. City water productions fell by 66 mgd over past week, say TC. Water Minister TC on Friday said that the quantity of water be produced by Delhi water treatment plant has seen a continuous fall over the past week due to insufficient supply by Haryana. Again, in Delhi, there is a crisis of water management, and which include many regions. And regarding that, the government has scolded the Delhi government as well as work in the vigilance of the water sources. This happened due to heat wave and some of the not having proper management of water between the state and within the Delhi. And this news is about over 1,200 tourists stranded in Sikkim due to rainfall. Karnataka hold Karnataka High Court hold the arrest or detentions of Yadurappa. Yadurappa has the government of Karnataka has make a case against the Yadurappa, former chief minister of Karnataka, and his book under the having sexually exploit a girl of age 17 in his residence, and in that case the Karnataka High Court hold arrest or detention of Yadurappa. Second news is about the Pawan Kalyan is the Andhra Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister. And move on to the next news is about Dera Chief seeks direction for 21-day prologue for SC. Mass cheating is Bihar college during IGNOU exam, lay bar poor education standard. ED arrest contractor in Jal Jeevan Mission case in Rajasthan. Court expressed concern over the distribution of video of victims in Prajwal case. Delhi police bust gang issuing fake caste certificate, government official held. Officers suspended for negligence after 4 die in forest fire in Uttarakhand. Friend, this editorial is about the Indian federalism and how under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, the decision taken by him are impacted the federalism. This editorial is written by the Shashi Tharoor, and a member of Congress party and MP, member of parliament from the Kerala, and he is renowned for his vocabulary, and he served as a foreign diplomat or foreign affairs minister in the UPA government, and right now he is expressing his view regarding the reimagining Indian federalism. This article is about India's growth story, and this editorial is about the food inflation and food factor of India, how it impacting the poor, and this editorial is about the one more chance. This news is about the student demand NEET retest for all. A day after retest is announced for 1,563 candidates, protesters marched to Education Ministry to seek investigation and action. Minister Dharmendra Pradhan says accountability will be fixed in TNA if lapses are found. Protesters say they will be continue their agitations till all demands are met. Next news is about Gujarat police unearthed NEET scam at Godhra Center, arrest 5 persons. There is a huge blow to the education sector, and like this demotivated student and give a bad impressions to the Indian aspirations for NEET or UPSC for anything else, and more rigorous punishment should be given to those who find guilty in this, and it is against the ethos of preparations and the hard work of a student. Move on to the next. Manipur Naga body prescribes social boycott of MP elect. Friend, in Manipur there is a continuous tussle between Kuki and Methi, and the situations government need to focus over there and bring Manipur into the track of development as soon as possible. This news is about that Amit Shah reviews Jammu and Kashmir security situation, call meeting tomorrow. As of recent, number of attack take place in Jammu and Kashmir. Even there is a call coming out that the terror outfit from Pakistan has planned to attack Ayodhya or some of religious site of Jammu and Kashmir like Vaishno Devi, Khir Mata, and seeing that the Amit Shah, the Minister of Home and Affairs, took the meeting and they just assess the security of the religious pilgrim and simultaneously working to neutralize or eliminate the terrorists in the Jammu and Kashmir. CIC uphold response to RTI query on presidential assent. In reply to an application asking how many times former President Kovind returned a decision taken by the PM or Council of Ministers, the Rashtrapati Bhavan said there was no data available. The petitioners moved to the CIC challenging the response of the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Friend, RTI is a very very productive tool to eradicate corruptions or to bring the participations of the people in the decision making. It is the force that force the bureaucrats, the politicians to held accountable or to work there in a proper way. And move on to the next news. Thousands of Kashmiri Pandits take part in Kheer Bhavani Temple festival. And move on to the next. Law curbing press freedom should be withdrawn. This is the goal of a selective group of journalists and press or media persons against the newly conducted Broadcasting Service Regulation Bill of 2023 and Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023, Press and Registrations of Periodical Act 2023 and Information Technology Amendment Rule. These are the act and amendment against the agitations has been seen in the media industry. May WPI inflation spikes to the 15-month high on food prices. Food inflation surged to the 10-month peak of 7.4, driven by steeper fruit, vegetable, cereal price and manufacturing products. See return of price rise. From the past few months, there is a continuous surge in the cereals, in the food grain, and the reason is that there is a supply shortfall and the worsening of retail, or there is increasing heat wave in the vegetable and cereals producing area, and this aggregately increase the price. Due to this inflation, the most affected section of society is the middle class or the poor. Move on to the next. NSO survey finds COVID-19 second wave hit informal economy hard. Move on to the next news is that M&M eyes five-fold growth in the farm machinery business. Mahindra & Mahindra is aiming at scaling up its farm machinery business five-fold in the next 5 to 7 years, the Mahindra Group said in a report. Next news is about CG Power expect strong growth in the financial year 25 in the railway businesses. Next news is about IRDAI issue master circulations on return for insurer. Next news is about Microsoft to hire real estate lawyers in each state UD as it looks to boost data center play. It give the number of jobs, employment to the people of India, and although it strengthen the service and the cloud computing services or their facility of Microsoft in India. This news is about Chinese Premier Li Back statement of they believe in dialogue, not in confrontation in New Zealand. Chinese Premier Li Qiang said on Friday he support dialogue, not confrontation. During a visit to New Zealand, where he stranded up hopes of new trade avenues, Mr. Li is on a 6-day tour of New Zealand and Australia, the highest-ranking official to visit either nation since his predecessors in 2017. When as China has tried to make his influence in the Indo-Pacific, or specifically to the two countries, Australia and New Zealand, the one of the Quad country, and second has a deep relation with the economic relation with China. Move on to the next. Chinese journalist sentenced to the 5-year in prisoner for incitement. Supporters say Wang Huqin, a Chinese journalist who promotes women's rights as per the country's nascent Me Too movement, has been sentenced to 5 years in prison on charge of incitement to subvert state authority, almost 3 years after she had an activist were detained. This news is about the from the Pakistan. Sharif invites JUIF chief Maulana Rahman to join ruling coalition. As there is a political instability in the Pakistan, the Sharif government is working to make a strong ruling coalition, and there is to form a stable government in the Pakistan. Although it is not possible because there is an already stable government in Pakistan, that is shadow government or military regime in Pakistan, whatsoever we call, but there is an alternative government in the Pakistan. And the earlier Prime Minister of Pakistan, that is Imran Khan, are vocal about that government, and that's why he is in jail. Move on to the next news. Is Putin woe truce if Kyiv withdraw troops. Putin is ready to have ceasefire to peace deal if the Kyiv, that is the Ukraine, are ready to hold back the soldiers from all the four regions that are under the control of Russia, or give up the thought of becoming a NATO nation. And these are the two thoughts that are not accepted by the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. And right now there is a meeting has been take place in the Switzerland in Burgenstock. Leader seeks a peace framework for Ukraine without Russia, and now people are looking forward for this kind of meeting, that what would be the outcome will be in the favor of the entire world. G7 leaders say there will back Ukraine as long as it takes. The group will provide finance to Kyiv that will be serviced and repaired by flows of revenues stemming from immobilization of Russia sovereign asset held in EU, say draft. Myanmar junta orders evacuations around Sittwe. When in the Myanmar there is a junta, the leadership and the rule by military class, and the elected leader of Myanmar, Aung San Suu Kyi, is in jail, and the people are protesting, and they form a group that is Arkanan Army, and there is a strong conflict and fight between these two groups. And it is not good for India because in our neighbor there is a continuous violence and volatile situation. Talking about Afghanistan is in under the shadow of terrorists. Pakistan is following the policy of state-sponsored terrorists, and China is a hostile power, or Myanmar is under the military coup or internal resistance, and Sri Lanka is recently recovered from the economical crisis, and earlier a long history of internal resistance between the Lite and the Sri Lankan government. As in South Asia, we need to recover from this situation and think broader to give a proper responsibility and role of region and to make region prosper. This is news from the sports. India-Pakistan, a frenemy story for the ages, through the ages. How Jasmine Paolini lived a dream she never had. Hardik doesn't look like a part-time bowler, Srisant. Glorious day for USA, Pakistan crashed out. Indian chess needs a sponsors, Divya. That's from my side. Jai Hind.